tonight on BBC One. At 7 o'clock, Tomorrow's World includes a look at the dangers of driving.
Barry, I've commandeered a vehicle.
The old trick, eh? Eat the telly before I get a chance to nick you.
It's a toaster?
Dalek, you have been defeated. Surrender. You have failed.
Insufficient data.
Nazi ain't got no humanity. They're the foot soldiers of a Jew-hating, mass-murdering maniac, and they need to be destroyed. That's why any and every sumbitch we find wearing a Nazi uniform, they're gonna die.
Is this world protected? But you're not the first lot to have come here. Oh, there have been so many. And what you've got to ask is, what happened to them?
Hello. I'm the doctor.
Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Good evening, good morning. I hope you're doing well, wherever you are in the world. Oh man, in England, I think winter has finally arrived. Right, it's pissing down with rain and cold. At least that's what I heard on Dan's chill stream yesterday. Right, we're waiting for winter with bated breath here in Israel. Right, it's supposed to arrive. Right, but I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh man, I got to turn the air conditioning down. It's hot in here. Right, and I have to wait till I play a video so I can get it. Because honestly, I've still got the air conditioning on at night in the bedroom. It's like, and then I'm gonna bitch and moan. I'm gonna bitch and moan when it's cold as well, cold and wet. I don't like cold and wet, which is one of the main reasons I was having to leave England. Right? I mean, I'm happy to leave England because it got invaded and destroyed by foreigners, that hate Jews. So we're going to talk about anti-Semitism in the opening segment tonight because, man, it reared its head again in a place where I didn't expect it at all. But, you always got to expect it. It's really freaky. There's a lot of it about, right? There is a lot of it about. Let me just move. There you go. That's better. What's going on? What do you have to do? Oh yeah, there's a lot of level doctor stuff going on. Oh man, you know what? I know this is early in the stream, but I'm going to pull up that my thumbnail because I am freakishly happy with today's thumbnail. Right? We don't often get a Karen Gillan thumbnail, and it's been. I mean, it was such a great era, right? It really was such a great era, and honestly, I know this is going to sound weird. I'm kind of glad that he's never returned to it, Matt Smith, or anything. I'm glad they haven't done that because it just makes it more special. And I like it's a slightly older Karen Gillan as well, right? We're not going for the Amy Pond Karen Gillan. And, she's filled out a little bit now. She's had, one kid, 2 kids? I'm not sure. But this works for me. I kind of like this sort of steampunky time travel thing that she's in. That really kind of works. Although, weirdly, this thumbnail, it only really looks like her on a couple of shots, right? Man, I forgot. I did a thumbnail last night. I forgot what we were going to do. James Gunn's adapting Alan Moore's V for Vendetta. I don't know. It can't be worse than the last one, right? I think I might be wrong. And yeah, I'm not saying James Gunn isn't woke. They're all in woke, aren't they? They got Oscar Isaac saying he won't do another work for Disney again since they got rid of Jimmy Kimmel. But didn't they bring him back? I don't know, but here's the thing: they brought him back, and nobody really cared because nobody watches him, which is, I think, probably a very good reason to get rid of him, right? It's they're getting it from every side. They're trying to de-wokeify themselves, and they are. Disney are desperately trying to de-wokeify themselves, right? And and then all the woke actors saying, "Oh, fuck that! We don't want to be around that de-wokeified Disney." Well, what are you going to work for? I think Paramount's got a blacklist, right? Oh, the good news on the Star Trek front as well. Oh, they can't get rid of Starfleet Academy. I think that's a contractual obligation to run it. Honestly, it's really going to... I don't think they realize how much is going to damage the franchise. What they should really do is just drop They should do all the effects in AI, right? All the bit like do it as cheaply as you can, and I really would as an experiment do all the effects in AI and drop it in a day, right? That's what I would really do. Drop it on a Wednesday at 2 a.m. and forget about it because it's shit. I mean, like honestly, I mean, I that's what would be my advice to Paramount. Just drop like. There's no polishing that turd, right? It is damaging for you to show. And Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters series coming to Netflix. Apparently, an animated Ghostbusters series, and it's headed by Dan Aykroyd, who was the spiritual godfather of Ghostbusters. So I don't know. I think that sounds like pretty darn good news to me, anyway. Right? I think that sounds like something that we would all, be. It doesn't sound like it'll be bad. It sounds like the good chance it'll be very, very good, right? So here's hoping, right? Here's hoping. Anyway, the implosion on the BBC goes on apace. It's crazy. What I'm watching is the craziest implosion I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of crazy implosions, right? And it is genuinely wonderful to watch because you have all the arrogant, they're so arrogant metropolitan, Westminster bubble people going, oh, the BBC isn't biased, and they don't. It's amazing how much they don't realize their own bias, right? They say, look, what's this one thing I saw? This guy said, the person interviewing her was from GB News. I like GB News getting a call. Oh, actually, there's a clip of that. Isn't it? I thought I downloaded it. Here, let me go look at the things I saved doing. But I thought I downloaded it. A second. Oh man, yeah, we got to get to that. Oh yeah, we got. Hang on, I've got to pull that up. Oh, see, once I get to my my bookmarks on Twitter, I remember all the things that I painstakingly prepared. Oh yeah, we got to get to that as well. I got Alien Earth has been renewed. Oh, I'm so happy about that. I am genuinely happy about that. Damn it, did I already download this clip? I might have done. Oh yeah, what's it? Which one is it? Is it this one or that one? I think it's this one. Yeah, let's pull this up. If I'm wrong, I'll pull up another one. Okay? She cried. Getting that little Wizzy with all that thinks about it. Come on, you can do it, baby. You can do it, baby. Yeah, doink. I believe it's this one. No, this is the one. Is it that the one or this the one? Let's go for this one.
And very frank when he disagrees with.
No, it's the other one. Is this the one?
Take your questions today, and in our new media seat, we have Bev Turner, who works for a new outlet, a UK outlet, but based here in Washington, D.C., GB News. Bev, thank you for being here today. Why don't you kick us off?
Thank you.
Okay, there's no part of this I'm not enjoying.
Caroline. So the clock is ticking on the Friday deadline by which the BBC must retract and apologise for their malicious edit of the President in the documentary shown last year. The recently resigned Director General of the BBC yesterday described the organisation as the very best of society and blamed the enemies of the BBC.
That I just found so insane, right? They said, we're doing a great job. They all said, oh, we're doing a fantastic job. We're doing so good and we're so not biased, right? And is there one person in the BBC who likes Donald Trump? Is there one person in the BBC who didn't decide that Donald Trump lost the election in 2020, fair and square? There was no shenanigans going on at all. And any idea there was is just absolute nonsense. And try to insurrect the government to stop the peaceful transition of power, right? Like, is there anyone in the BBC who doesn't believe that, right? And January 6th was a violent insurrection to, again, something like that. No, there's nobody in the BBC that doesn't believe. Does there anyone in the BBC cares there's no evidence to support that Donald Trump has never been convicted of insurrection or charged? And I mean, look, they charge him all kinds of lawfare. I'm surprised they couldn't let that one make that one fly, right? It's absolutely crazy. I just saw Alan Dershowitz saying, like, you know, the convictions in New York are the worst bits of case law he's ever seen. And it was no, they all fundamentally believe that, and that's why they think deceptively editing the footage. They just think they're editing the footage to make it, you know, clearer. They don't think they're doing anything wrong. They thought that was real journalism. People have to know what's going on, and what's going on is what they. It hasn't even occurred to them. It really hasn't. That that there was, you know, as the overwhelming evidence screams, overwhelming electoral malfeasance. Like, I'm sorry, I don't believe Sleepy Joe Biden got 7-8 million more votes than anybody ever, including Donald Trump on his second run. Right? I just don't believe it. Right? I don't believe it for many reasons. I mean, there's things called the balancing the voter logs. Right? It's essentially that if you have like 90% for one person and like 10% for the other, that's impossible, right? That's absolutely, it's always like 40-60 most, right? When those logs are completely out of balance, they know something's wrong. They got through it. They did not care, right? They rushed to certify the election results quicker than normal, right? And then destroy the logs. And there's overwhelming testimony of electoral malfeasance in there. I think that was like, it was like happened in a billion different. I want to be clear. I am very glad things went down the way they did, right? I am very glad that things went down there. But again, this is what the liberal mind believes. They believe it, and they just think you're stupid that you don't believe it, even though they can't prove the point, right? And they certainly can't prove the point without lying through their fucking teeth, because that's the BBC. They've decided that Israel perpetrated genocide in Gaza, right? That the liberal Beltway elite, whatever, the Westminster, they decided that's what happened. In fact, most of England, we're going to get to the minute, most of England has decided that's what happened. The intelligence has decided, even though there's less evidence to support that than there is that the liberal narrative over the 2020 election. And again, super stoked things went down the way they did, right? I think it was much better to have a left-wing government like it is in England, right? So people can see how fucking awful they are. It was really much better. But again, that's and if you, they just can't answer any question about it. They look down their nose and they sneer at you. You silly yokel. You got duped by Donald Trump. No, you got duped by somebody telling you that you're the clever one. Anyway, so yeah, the BBC, unrepentant. And by the way, my prediction is this. They are not going to go the extra mile to apologize. That's not going to happen. And things are going to get heated. And they believe it's a fight. They believe they will fight, and they will fight. And because they have truth on their side, and they're on the right side of history. But they're not. Right? That's why I think they're going to. And I think at some point, the reality of they are going to get their asses handed to them in ways they can't even conceive, because they can't conceive it yet, and they will grovelingly beg to, and Trump will acquiesce. Like, they will grovelingly beg not to be destroyed by Trump. But I think that's going to happen over an extended period of time, because whatever happens now, the BBC, if they don't defiantly fight, they're over. Their reputation is over. Right? They've got to say, we did everything right. This was just an unfortunate edit. No, it was a malicious edit. Oh, it's just a silly little mistake. No, this was a malicious edit that demonstrated their massive political biases. Right? So anyway, GB News explained the situation to Karen Levitt.
For this outcome. Also yesterday.
By the way, and they're being scolded by Donald Trump, and they're being scolded like naughty children, like by Donald Trump, the person they look down at more than anybody else in the world. And it's great. The only thing that'll make this better if Carolyn Leverhill's wearing a big crucifix, you know, and I love it when she does that, right? Because the only thing they nearly hate as much as Donald Trump is God, right? But they hate Donald Trump more because they believe in Donald Trump.
A senior government minister launched a fierce defence of the channel in the House of Commons, saying that the broadcaster remains a light on the hill for people all over the world.
I love that she's smirking. Like, really?
So, does the president feel that the network is taking the situation seriously? Does he believe that they've shown sufficient regret?
Nope.
Does this strain the relationship between the president and the prime minister?
By the way, I mean, Trump must know what a cop womble arsehole Keir Starmer is, right? He's always nice about Starmer because Starmer essentially gives him a hand job in public when he asks, right? But I loved it. What was it, a month or two ago, where he dissed him on stage? Oh, I think that showed you how he really felt.
And given that the organisation is publicly funded, is the president prepared to bankrupt the BBC in his pursuit of truth and justice?
Well, thank you, Bev. There's a lot of questions in one there. I will say, I know the president has a very good relationship with Prime Minister Starmer.
He will suck Donald Trump's cock whenever Donald Trump asks, right? He will 100% do that.
You've been there. You've seen them in their interactions. You've questioned both leaders in your time joining us when we've gone to the United Kingdom a few different times now. However, he has always been very frank when he disagrees with leaders, even whom he has a good relationship with. And
something I find that the the intelligentsia is doing, which I find fascinating, is Donald Trump, litigious, and he uses the courts to bully. How is it bullying holding you to account for your lying defamation? Right? How is that bullying? Well, surely you're the bully. No, because in their mind, no. Donald Trump's a bad one. It doesn't matter what I do to say that Donald Trump's a bad one. That's all the only thing that goes through their head. Right? He's a bully. Oh, he uses the courts to get his own way. Well, maybe because, he is right and you're all wrong.
And the BBC, being a fair news organization, is definitely an outlet. I think these two leaders would disagree. The president has made it very clear that this is a leftist propaganda machine that is unfortunately...
And that's how they're viewed, and it's wonderful. And, I love it that doesn't matter how much they scream, right? How much they scream, they've lost this argument, right? Most of the country view, and they're still shocked every time they hear it. Most of the country hate the BBC, right? Even the leftists hate the BBC because they went after Corbyn disingenuously, right? Which, I'm like, well, okay then.
Subsidized by British taxpayers, and he thinks that's extremely unfortunate for the great people of the United Kingdom and Great Britain. And I think that the president was deeply concerned by the editing, the purposeful and dishonest editing of his speech that was so clearly fake news, and he rightfully...
That's it. Again, BBC forevermore are going to be called fake news. And their only way out is winning this court case, which they have no possibility of winning.
Dubbed that term many years ago, and this is a classic example of that. We see it in the United States all the time. We see it now in the United Kingdom. As you know, the president's external legal counsel has filed a lawsuit against the BBC. We expect that to continue, and whether they apologize or not is up to them.
Yeah, I just don't see. I mean, maybe they will. I just don't see them backing down because I don't think they can. All right, I really genuinely don't think they can. So I was talking about anti-Semitism, like how you bump into it when you're expecting it the least, right? So I was watching this video by Carl Benjamin. Was it a card of, I can't remember his name. And look, I want to be very clear. I really like Carl Benjamin. I agree with him on basically everything, right? I like his way of presenting. I like his analysis of things. I agree with him on most things, right? And I agree with his point of view. I don't want to diss him in any way. Absolutely not. So he did this hour and a half, 2 hour stream about this situation. And again, mostly excellent, right? I really recommend it. I mean, absolutely excellent. Where it really goes through why, they're like, protect the BBC at all costs, right? And they really are there. And that's really what we're holding. Protect it at all costs. But then so again, this was like an hour and 45 minutes. So when you get to the end of it, though, he comes up with this I don't know. I think it's very, very traditional anti-Semitism, and I think he believes it completely, right? He was basically this guy called Gibbs, not Barry Gibbs. That's the guy from the Bee Gees, isn't it? Maybe it is. I don't know. Who's on the board of the BBC? Who's Jewish? And so he was saying that this is a Zionist lobby attack on the BBC. Now, and he's like, well, obviously, Israel's gone way too far in the Gaza war, right? And and we all hate them. Oh, they're disgusting. Perimeter. Oh, we hate them so much. And he really did believe in the boy. But, they're doing something that we like, so we really should support them. All right? But, yeah, no, they're low-life. And Carl, mate, really? Really? And I heard somebody else on the Lotus Eaters say roughly say that they believe that the Gaza conflict was about Israel ethnically cleansing. Firstly, look, Carl, and I wish somebody I could have a talk to you, Carl, right? But you said that Israel went too far in their response to Gaza. Well, at what point should they have stopped? Is my question. At what point, should we just have left the 20, 30, 40 hostages to be raped and murdered, and tortured constantly? Should we have done that? Because enough's enough. You blow up so many buildings. I know they haven't given up. Because anything other than that would have been a surrender. Like if if Birmingham, right? Birmingham becomes a violent terrorist stronghold, and they break out and they slaughter 100, say 10,000, and take 1,000 hostages, right? How much of Birmingham would you say is okay to demolish in a war when they refuse to surrender? Would you think, look, oh God, no. Oh, well, look, we've killed so many of them. They haven't given up, and they say they're going to do it again at first opportunity. But enough's enough, right? I don't get it, Carl, right? I don't. And here's the incredible thing, though. And they say he was saying this was a Zionist attack on the BBC because the Zionists were angry at the BBC reporting on the genocide in Gaza. Carl, I really don't know what to say, mate, because you spent dozens, maybe hundreds of hours talking about how much the BBC lies, right? But when they talk about Israel, they must be telling the truth, right? Oh, because those Jews, they're the worst. No, Carl, let me explain it to you. Jews, Zionists, don't detest the BBC because they reported on the genocide in Gaza. Jews, Zionists, detest the BBC because they fabricated the narrative of a genocide in Gaza, right? That's very different. But again, how are you taken in by it? I mean, and a very intelligent person, a person who absolutely knows the BBC lies about everything all the time, right? What is it? You saw pictures of, again, any picture of Jewish, or any video of Jewish atrocities, they're all fake. They're literally all fake. They just make them all day fucking long. You told me there was a starvation. Well, not you, but the UN said there's a starvation going on in Gaza. And then quietly they said, oh, no, it's not. It's like, and really, does anybody go on a march against the UN? People talked about, Israel isn't giving the aid into Gaza, right? How much aid did Russia provide to, what's the name? The big war that's still going on, Ukraine, right? How much aid did Russia provide to Ukrainian people? None. Absolutely none. And why is that okay? And you say, well, the only way they can get aid is through Israel. No, they can get it through Egypt. They're Arab brothers, right? They can get it through Egypt. Egypt put up more barbed wire than you could possibly imagine to stop anybody getting in, right? It's like, but no. I don't get it. They've lied about you. They made shit up about you personally that But no, when they're talking about Jews, it must all be true, right? And if Israel's response in Gaza was disproportionate, why did we have an abnormally low civilian casualty rate, right? A quarter of what anything the British has ever managed. Now, the British military is very good. It's a good, professional, effective military, right? We got and you know why? Because we tell people where we're going to attack. Did Russia ever do that in Ukraine? Did Russia ever say, You know, we're going to bomb this over here. No, of course they didn't. We're the only people who do it. And you're still, I mean, again, I understand, you know, your Muslim BBC, the BBC Arabic, every part of the BBC, Jew-hating, you know, super biased broadcasting corporation, right? They, but you like, how the fuck are you so stupid when you're so fucking clever? Oh, it's agony, right? It's agony. Hey, Daisy, how you doing, darling? My dog just walked in. Not a cow. So, like, again, you see it. You see anti-Semitism when you least expect to see it, right? And again, look. I mean, for my money, this is my perspective on what anti-Semitism is from a. Because I've been talking about this with the neighbor for the past few days. I freaked him out a little bit. From like, I think a religious perspective, right? Because I think he was mad at people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Tucker Carlson's really getting the shit ripped out of him now, right? Tucker Carlson is not doing, and Candace Owens, people are like, she sounds crazy, and people keep saying she's crazy. I honestly, my heart bleeds because I think they're both great people, right? You know, with incredible power to communicate. They really are. You know, and they've done a lot of good in the world, right? Man, that they've gone this way. But I understand it, right? I do understand it because, you know, there's certainly a legitimate reading of the New Testament to say that Jews are absolutely disgusting, deceitful, lying, hypocritical pigs. Because we are somewhat depicted of that. And I think you've got to get really deep in the theology before you can see Jews as not that, right? That's, I think, why Charlie Kirk could do it, because he was so brilliant, right? Such an incredibly brilliant mind. And I didn't really talk about theology that much. He did it like a little bit on the side when talking to kids, right? And you really got to understand of how deep his theological understanding was, which is, because look, again, Jews are an arrogant people, right? We, you know, the first time we met non-Jews that we didn't think were, you know, subhuman, like ape men, was when we met the Greeks, right? And that's when a lot of Jews became assimilated into Greek culture. It's really the first time we encountered a culture that was intellectually strident. Normally we'd be dealing with like armies of Captain Caveman, right? So, you know, Jews. Yeah, that does something to your national psyche, you know, and it really did. But you know, again, from you know, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens' point of view, I think they're leaning into a legitimate view from the New Testament, from at least the surface level, and that's from me not understanding much about the theology. But from a Jewish perspective, right? I described this to my neighbors, and no, you know, they are like a bullet from a gun. They are judgment being sent to us, right? That gun was being held to our head by us. We are holding that gun to our head, right? Because why? I say this every time. Why is there anti-Semitism in the world? Why is there anti-Semitic violence in the world, right? And it's our tradition says unequivocally, like you learn this in kindergarten, it's because we are shitty to each other. We defame one another, and we lie through our teeth. We BBC each other, right? So we do it to each other, and we do it without blinking. We do it all the time. There is no conception of not doing it, right? Again, I had this thing with our local rabbi 5 years ago, right? When I was like, he clearly broke Jewish law, left, right, and center. So I said, well, that's not odd. We can't do that. I just thought everybody would agree to me because he clearly did it in front of everybody. And everyone's like, what the that's the rabbi, you dirty little cunt. And the guy just made up a bunch of bullshit about me, right? That I like beat him up or threatened to beat him up. Never done that to anyone. And everybody would go, duh. The rabbi says it must be true. I don't care that the Bible itself, absolutely, as one of the 10 fucking commandments, says don't do that. Don't believe that bullshit. And so that's what I see as anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is, oh, the Jews are doing a genocide in Gaza. And like most people go, duh! oh, that must be true. Fuck the Jews, right? So I think us holding that, and I think the punishment of that is a release of anti-Semitism. Like, why would God prohibit someone like Tucker Carlson having a voice to say very anti-Semitic things, right? Have anti-Semitic guests on and Candace Owens. Why would he give them the if we didn't give them the words, right? So there's three people in the analogy. There's the bullet from the gun, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. There is us holding the gun to a head. Now, what's us holding the gun to a head? We don't give two shits about doing what the Bible tells us to, right? We don't give two shits. So I said to my friend, who was mad about, Tucker, I said, look, I understand you. I'm not disagreeing with you any of that, right? But for me, that it's that we're holding that gun to our head because we don't give a shit about it. And what would giving a shit look like? So this guy over here who's still, but there's a clump in my synagogue who did all these terrible like sins, right? Like openly to defame me, right? To shut me up because I was right and they were wrong. And that was really the bottom line. I was right and they were wrong and they couldn't cope with it. They still can't cope with it, right? They and like nobody gives a shit. Like you see somebody when you lead the prayer service, that's an honor, or when you read from the Bible scroll, that's an honor. So I said to my friend, "Have you ever protested? This arsehole when he gets up, and he's completely forbidden to do it, right? Have you said no? This is wrong. Have you ever protested in any way, shape, or form? Right? That means you don't give a shit, right? That genuinely means you don't give. And I said it nicer to him, right? And then the third person is people who squeeze in the trigger. The people who squeeze in the trigger are the ones going, those ones, right? Because I named the names of the people, and that always freaks them out. I'm like, you were in the fucking room. Unbelievable, right? So, I can't be mad at the anti-Semitism if I'm not mad at ourselves. Well, I've done everything I possibly could to bring attention to it and stop it. Right, but I can't be mad at Jews for making this situation socially acceptable, especially not the ones pulling the trigger. It seems to me the least relevant people in this is the bullet, right? Is the Tucker Carlson, is the Candace Owens, and according to their tradition, their worldview, they're not doing anything wrong. They're telling the truth, right? I mean, the Jews and the ones talking shit about each other, they're the ones doing something wrong. Why not be mad at them? And it's like, it seems to be, it's like you've got to be mad to be intellectually consistent. And it's incredible. It just goes on and on and on. Like I told you a couple of weeks ago, there was a massive protest by an ultra-Orthodox segment of our community who are, generally speaking, don't work and they live off benefits. And a lot of them do work illegally. And they're supposed to be studying, in rabbinical seminaries, studying. And I think that's a good thing, I think, because I think it lifts up the spiritual level of our nation, having a lot of people in Bible study permanently, right? But they're not doing it. They're blowing it off. They're doing it as a skive. A lot of them, right? It's socially acceptable. It's socially acceptable to do it as a skive. It's socially acceptable to register to be in a rabbinical ceremony, so you don't have to go to the army, you don't have to serve the country in any way, and then work as well under the table, right? That's socially acceptable, right? So we have that going, and so they're talking shit about us. Everybody else is talking shit about them, and I'm like, this isn't hard. We Jews, we have 2,000 years of written discourse in history and legal exchanges, but it's as simple as Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Be awesome to each other. That's really it. And I have a WhatsApp chat of my rabbinical ceremony from the 90s, right? And so when this thing started out, I put up a thing that people were talking about. I said, not for nothing, but like every great Jewish rabbi for the past 2,000 years would have done anything to be part of a Jewish army in the land of Israel, right? Up until 50 years ago, they would have done anything, which is a fair point. They really would have done. And then when somebody chimed back, said, "Oh no, that's not a kosher army we have today. That's just we call it the army of scumbags, Erev." So I raked him over the coals. I know the guy as well. Look, he's a nice guy. And I remember he suffered a massive tragedy years ago. That he lost his wife and whole family in some fire, maybe. I can't remember what it was. Right. But clearly he's been living in that world for a long time. And and I'm like, look, dude, there's kids that I've watched grown up who I went to their funerals. Right. Again, you have no idea what that's like. And it's more than one. And kids are it's more than one. It's horrible. It's the worst thing ever. And like, not for nothing, these are actually religious, good kids, right? Really good people. I don't care if they're not. All right, I don't care if they're completely irreligious. If they're a Jew and they get killed for being a Jew, you die. It's called Al Kiddush Hashem. To sanctify the name of God, you go straight to heaven, right? You bypass in tribunal, right? They're like, but I'm hopefully, if everything works out well, in the next few weeks, I'm becoming a grandfather, and it's going to be twins, and I'm pretty sure I've seen the scans. I'm pretty sure they're gonna name the one of them after my father, right? They're probably the first one after my father because I named which is my son's grandfather, and he was named after my grandfather, and my grandfather, and I was named after my grandfather's father. It's a big tradition, right? I see the scans, and it looks like my dad. It has his profile. It is so crazy. The one thing, I'm happy to get up in the middle of the night and feed them. I'm like, no problem. But like one thing is my life's duty to install into those kids is always have your brothers back. Always have, even if they're wrong, always have your brothers back. Everybody should watch The Godfather to understand how you should react, how you should act to your family, right? Always have your brothers back, because my dad and his brother fell out and towards the end of their lives, and it's something that I know they both regretted. It was sad. It was sad. It really is sad. But I'm going to whisper that in those kids' ears over, because I think it's the same person. I think it's my father's soul. Is if this gets named that, right? And that's what we need to do, right? People would talk as much shit. We Jews could talk as much shit as we like about it if we as a nation just took the gun from our head and say, no, I'm not doing this anymore, right? We got to have each other's back. Yeah, and it's just that simple. We got 2,000 years of intricate Jewish law and discussion and theology. It's as simple as Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Be awesome to each other. And that's just it. Be awesome to each other. And I'm going to end on this one thing before we get to chat. It shows you how alive and kicking anti-Semitism is today. And that to me means how alive and kicking is that we talk shit about each other to this day. I'm getting another whizzy what thinks about it. This I found. Like, really? Where is it? I think this might be the clip. Like, this is from which college in London?
Hospital not long
Oh, no,
after
this is the BBC just lying again, right? God. When I say the BBC is lying, it's like, is it a day with Y on the end? Yeah. Oh, here, I'll just download it now. Hang on, doink. Here it comes. Here at the London's UCL.
40 years later, in about 1838, there was something called the Damascus Affair. What happened is there is a priest, a Christian priest called Thomas. He disappears in Damascus during what is called the Feast of Tabernacles. So this is a Jewish...
Okay, that's called Sukkot, and that is in like October. Right, that's the one where Jesus comes to town. Everyone's singing hosannas, right?
Feast, and the story goes, and again, these are things that you read, but again, as I said, do investigate, draw your own narrative.
Okay, no, she's saying just believe me.
But the story is that during this feast, they make these special pancakes or bread.
Okay, it's called matzah, and that's during Passover, which is in April, right? And you can't even get the basic facts of your blood life, but this is pure blood life. And blood is completely not kosher, right? It is that you can't eat blood. It's like completely not even Christian baby blood. You can't eat blood. Normally they say it's Christian babies. Now they just think it's a priest.
And part of the holy ceremony is that drops of blood from someone who's not Jewish, which the term is Gentile, has to be mixed in that bread.
Again, this is the oldest form of anti-Semitism in the world, blood libels, right? Going on right now.
So the story is that a certain investigation was undergoing to try and find where Father Thomas is. He was found murdered, and a group of Jews who lived in Syria said that, admitted to kidnapping him and murdering him to get drops of blood for making the holy bread.
Again, not one part of that was true, right? And she's teaching it in college. No wonder. But again, I look at it more holistically and say, fuck, we must be screwing up something chronic, right? Absolutely something chronic. If that happens, right? And how are we screwing up? Again, we just got to stop talking shit about each other, right? It's unbelievable, right? It's unbelievable. And I've spent a long time living amongst the ultra-Orthodox. I spent a long time living, amongst the American Orthodox, which is like somewhat different. I spent a long time. I was brought up in a completely secular house. I've lived in the more modern Orthodox world, which is where I am now, called the Dati Lumi, right? And I'm telling you, if I was going to tell you which one of those groups has the highest baseline basic morality, the super ultra Orthodox, the American Orthodox, the modern Orthodox, or the completely not religious, it's the completely not religious, right? By a country mile. It's not even close, right? It's not even close. It's so, everybody has things they can work on. But again, have your brothers back, right? And understand we're all brothers and sisters. And I think that would change the world. Anyway, that would end this anti-Semitism. But listen, one thing the New Testament did get right, we are a stupid, self-destructive people. That is 100% true. Sadly true. Anyway, with that, let us get to the chat. But again, I was so disappointed with Cole Benjamin. I mean, really? That one you can't see through? Really? Everything else? No, okay. Anyway, let's pull up that awesome thumbnail again. Oh, so good to see you again, Amy. One bit of awesome news. One bit of like, ooh, that's cringe. Wait, I'll see if I can do this a bit. Doink. Oh, geez, how are you doing? OG, thank you for joining us. The one thing get me through your illness is the Harry Potter movies. That's very good. Last night you watched The Chamber of Secrets. You're not even on the good ones yet, right? I think the third one was probably one of the better ones, and I think it got better from there. What's the third one? Prisoner of Azkaban. I am intrigued to see what the new HBO series is going to look like. Right? Archie Connors says that's a silver lining. I'm kind of also intrigued to hear what the other ones out. Is the adaptations out on Audible yet? No. I mean, Audible does a lot of good work. I've been getting majorly into Alien recently because I'm so stoked that Alien Earth is getting a second series, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Most of you don't like it. Yeah, for me, it seems the Alien fandom is divided. There are the people who like the James Cameron Aliens. They're balls to the wall, really slick, really cool, really emotionally driven with fantastic characters, but essentially great sci-fi action, right? I prefer the more cerebral ones. Alien, Alien 3. Okay, this is how sad and pathetic I am, right? I got this like fan edit called what's it called again? Hang on, let me look it up. Which I watched last night, but I didn't. 1 second. It's called not the assembly cut. That's the one that comes on the disc on the Alien quadrology. Oh, it's over here. The legacy cut, right? It's very, very good. Look it up. But there's one thing in that really annoyed me. So if you remember Alien 3, right? You have Ripley and the Sulaco as opening up, and there's an alien and there's a face hugger, right? And it breaks into somebody's tube, and it like causes a fire, which causes the ship to crash, which causes her to be ejected onto the planet of the English equity actors, right? I really like that. So they cut that out, right, of the cut of the legacy cut. I'm like, what? But I like that bit. So I'm thinking of re-editing that. But I got a 4K version of this legacy cut, and I've only got a 1080p bits of the alien facehugger, right? But it really needs it. It really genuinely needs it. It's so weird how much it needs it, right? But yeah, I can understand. Many Alien fans were really mad at Newt dying and being hacked up in the autopsy. I loved it, right? I loved Alien Earth. I thought it was really, really, genuinely very, very good, right? I'm not sure if Noah Hawley, the guy who writes it, considers Alien 3 part of the Alien canon. I really don't. I really don't. But I think Alien movies need to be auteur movies. So I pulled out my old Alien anthology Blu-rays, and I'm ripping there's like 3-hour documentaries on each movie, right? And I'm about 2 hours into a 4.5-hour documentary on aliens right now, which is absolutely fabulous, right? Well, I can't remember what it's called, but it's absolutely fabulous. Because I got this new 4 tetrabit hard drive arriving with my Blake 7. So I'm going to be loading that bug. I'm going to put all my Doctor Who on it as well, because I already have it on OneDrive. But I'm like, what if the drive fails? I don't want to have to go and re-rip everything all over again. So I'm going to have it's about 2 tetrabit right now to have I've got all the Doctor Who on it. I reckon I'm going to put all the Alien stuff on it. I'm going to put Battlestar Galactica. I have a 4K version of it. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to put I got a 1080 version of Babylon 5. That's going to go on. What else? Basically the more rarities that's than TV shows. But I like that idea. So anyway, so I'm on a bit of a ripping frenzy because I know what my my Blake 7 disc will probably be a Monday or Tuesday. I hope Monday. Yeah, let me have a quick look at Amazon. See if there's any update. Last update was from yesterday when it's still in England. Really? Show me where it is. Orders. Track package. So it's arriving in 13 of your Earth days. See what updates. I think the last update was from Wednesday at 4:58 p.m. Parcel left carrier facility, which means it's probably on a plane today, and it's gonna hit customs. I think Amazon gets their stuff through customs here in Israel much quicker, so I can see it being here Monday, Tuesday, right? So again, I'm on this ripping frenzy. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. That never happens. That never happens to me. I'm all, Tzvi, straight as an arrow. Never wander off. That's me, baby. John the Cox is here. Hello, everybody. Hello, John the Cox. Lonnie is here. How you doing? Still haven't watched the Star Trek 5 edit yet, but I'm of the opinion, there's no polishing that turd. The effects are definitely better, but there's no polishing that turd. It's a bad movie. It's very sad. It's a bad movie. Yeah, I can't imagine going, oh, I want to see that fast that camping scene, right? I should see how what they do when the bit where they have to climb up an elevator shaft, and Spock goes and gets a jetpack, and then as they're going up the elevator shaft, that jetpack is clearly connected to this the elevator shaft behind them. It's like really ropey, especially. I got to see how they do that. But I just think improving the effects, that's not going to help anything. David Milling is here. I have to tell you, David, I was just talking about you with mentioned you to Dan today when I was watching a stream with you. I just enjoy watching your content. It's you're just a normal bloke. I mean, you like cricket and weird stuff like me. But it's just so nice having like a normal, pleasant person. Around. I said something along those lines, but and then Dan agreed with me. Lonnie, I have proof I have the proof of my book. What's your book? I can't wait to see how the cover works out. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited. Send it over. I'll plug it for you. Whatever I can do. So anyway, so David is saying, as a result of your last news warp, I rewatched Star Trek: The Balance of Terror. Oh, that's a good one. Did I bring that up? Mark Leonard, maybe. The first Romulan episode deals with bigotry amongst a lot of other things. Yeah, that was in Star Trek was good. Remember when Star Trek had to have a social commentary and it was intelligent? Yeah, the Jews are really like the people with the white face and the black face, right? But he's black on the left side of his face. And they really was it. Let that be your last battlefield. That's a great episode. That's a great episode. And hopefully, oh yeah, this is what I'm thinking. December's coming, and I want us to do a bunch of Christmas content. So David likes Christmas movies, which I do too. I adore. But I really got together with Dan and say, you know what? Wouldn't it be great if we do like a like a Christmas trailer and we have a bunch of Christmassy stuff, like all the James Bond stuff. I would like to do more like James Bond stuff over Christmas, maybe live, maybe you remember those game show we did, Geek Lord Overmind? 1 second, I think I still have the titles here. Yeah, here we go. Do you remember when I did this show with Dan hosting it? Dan was great doing this. There you go. Maybe we'll do a Christmas version on that. We have to see how busy everybody is. But I think I would love to do like, this Christmas on YouTube. You'll love it. Remember that was from Scrooge. Oh man, I love Scrooge. I love Christmas. I do. I absolutely love Christmas. Apple's already started with digital ID. Really? Well, okay then. As much unperturbed by Alien Earth, I look forward to the next. Well, I do like it was very disturbing. That's one of the things I really enjoyed about it. Especially, one of the things I liked about Alien is the very disturbing quasi-sexuality of it. Especially, so in Alien Earth, they did that very well because the facehuggers, when they have their thing they shove down your throat comes out as they're attacking you, it's all sweaty and it looks like looks like a phallus. It's just ew. See the Big Finish Jodie box set where she faces. They have done a box set. They just do individual releases, I think, where she faces Banches. Sorry, scream Karen. Says OD. Archibald says the BBC may be the light on the hill, but their light is held by a band of wreckers in a foggy night. That is true. Karen Levitt is a wonderful spokeswoman. My daughter loves her. My daughter was Christian. She'll be going to church now because she loves Erica Kirk and she loves Karen Levitt, right? They're such great role models for women. Oh, I'm really, really happy about that. Matthew Pounder's here. Matthew Pounder, thank you for joining us. I need to. Well, can you message me directly and Lonnie and let me know what videos you need input from me from? I'm more than happy. I think. The right has an anti-Semitism. The left has an anti-Semitism. Okay, let's just say. The right has an anti-Semitism problem. The left has an anti-Semitism problem. Jews have an anti-Semitism. Everybody has an anti-Semitism problem. And the problem is they have no bloody problem with it, right? That's really the truth. Problem beings here. Speaking of anti-Semitism, the problem beings here. How you doing? Straight to radical left who accuse the BBC of being too right-wing and too pro-Israel and absurdity are the ones demanding it stays as it is. Bit weird that, I know. Well, here's the thing. Why is it they claim that? Why does the left wing claim the BBC's too right and they're too pro-Israel? It's because they're lying. That's why. It's because they're lying. Why does the right complain it's got a left wing bias? Because they're telling the truth, right? And to be fair to Carl, the LE generally don't seem to have any real good opinions over Gaza. That is true. I want to be clear. I like the Lotus Eaters a lot, right? I like Cole Benjamin a lot. I not just like him, I respect them. Right? Absolutely. Hashtag Avon lives. Hashtag Avon lives, baby. We're looking running through the chat now. Okay, Lonnie, don't put it to me in the chat. Like, contact me via X, okay, or something. I'm never able to like grab it off the chat. Stephen Sinclair is here. Stephen Sinclair, D6N is here. How you doing, Stephen Sinclair? Are you the great grandfather of Commander Sinclair from Babylon 5? Oh, I liked him. Right, I did like a bit of Commander Sinclair. See, the trouble with doing a rewatch of Babylon 5 is, and in fact, basically any TV kind of prior to, Battlestar Galactica, really, is that you have 22 episodes, as some of them are essential and some of them are just like episodes of the week, right? So, and the episodes of the week, some of them are good, some of them aren't. And Babylon 5 looks so cheap. I'm sorry. I mean, even if they read the defect, it's still. I mean, you're gonna need like AI to really like reskin Babylon 5 to make it look good. Although, again, AI is blowing my mind. I see within 2 to 3 years, right? If you're a young filmmaker and you want to be making movies, you'll be capturing people not against a green screen. You'll be capturing friends, right, on your phone, right, and then you'll put it through an AI filter. And it'll change their costumes, it'll change the actor, change their faces, change the background, it'll do everything. What is it? Rocking Terry Lee is it? Hello, all. Listening while preparing baby back ribs. Oh. What? Okay, that is one of the things I miss most about being religious. Baby back ribs are awesome. Oh, you're hurting me there. Oh, man, I would love to go to a good Texas barbecue. Got to tune into what the Rabbi says about BBC fucker. Oh, it's awesome. I've been talking about it all week, right? My uncle and my father fell out back in the 70s. My father died 2 years ago. My uncle regrets it. But yeah, that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. And it's sad, right? So, having said that, I hardly talk to my sister. But, well, let's hope for the next generation. It'll all work out. Stephen Braddock is here with his very funky Captain Black avatar. Dun, 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 dun. Aaron just got home from work in the pouring rain to watch the Rabbi. Some sense at last. Well, I'll tell you, when you come to my channel as a haven of sanity and reality, it's not good. Being as an OW, have you heard the Alien 3? I don't have an active account right now, although it is in my library, but it only works when I have an active account. I was reading about that last night. I have to say, I know, again, a lot of people would prefer the William Gibson one. I really like Alien 3. What I would like to see is an adaptation of the Vincent Wall script, which was the precursor to the one they did, which is essentially a monastic cult on a space station clad in wood, right? And on the, I remember on the thing I just ripped about making Alien 3, Vincent Wall talks about it, and it sounded really cool, really weird, really interesting, which is what I like. Paul Taylor said, I was looking forward to going to see Wicked for good. Well, good for you, not for me. Only to find out they were no longer have a cinema. Really? I'm sorry to hear that. Paul doesn't can't stand the Bond movie. Nah, I love the Bond movies, and it's like so Christmassy about it, right? So yeah, I think we really want to do some Christmassy entertainment about Bond. I always want to have Christmas in Turkey, right? Talking to Dr. Christmas Jones, one of the greatest lines ever. Dr. Alex is here. Dr. Alex, I sent a message the other day letting him know that Michael Caine has given permission to anybody to use his voice in AI, right? I don't know what to use it for, but I tell you, Michael Caine is just a classy guy. I really like. I mean, every time I heard him interviewed, I don't think I like about Michael Caine. He got married to somebody and he stayed married to her for like, well, let's have a, they've been married for like 40 years. Michael Caine, great actor as well. 92 years old. Oh man, it deserves every bit of happiness he has. Right, so he got divorced. He had two marriages. He was married and he got divorced in 58. And then he got married in 73 to his current wife. And was it 73, 83, 93, 2003, 2013, 20. over 50 years. Look, when you stay for with the same woman when you're an incredibly successful actor for over 50 years, I just think that means you're a good person. Also, Pierce Brosnan, right? I love that, right? I love that. Classic BBC Doctor Who Generation Game 2, right? I wish Big Finish would do a classic Doctor Who. What's it called? A classic Doctor Who Christmas episodes, right? Full cut. They're putting out a Christmas release, but it doesn't look very good. Two Ronnies, Edge of Darkness, Jack and Ori, Crackerjack, Dad's Army, Morecambe and Wise, Porridge. Now drag queens, everybody. I know. What is it they think are so fascinating about drag queens? I wish I knew. I wish I was interested in anything as much as the BBC are interested in drag queens, right? So Con Archie is doing a Babylon 5 rewatch, and every time I pass an episode because I'm not interested in the story, I find I miss something good as well. Yes, that is true, right? That is true. Okay, Stephen Brown, also a Wicked fan. The only thing I find interesting about Wicked is that Cynthia, whatever her name is, the scary woman, looks much better and more normal as a Wicked Witch of the West. As soon as she puts on a real shirt, on a real outfit, she's terrifying, right? More scary than Grace Jones about to jump Roger Moore, right? That's very, very scary, right? I know that they put a drag queen at the front of Strictly. Yeah, enough of it. I mean, I like BBC. I mean, like, it's not bad enough that you lie constantly, but you're like these weird degenerates as well. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay, you've Karen, you've done us well, right? The Karen from the eras when Karens were good. Godspeed, darling. Godspeed. Fine, we have a lot to get to over here. Where is it? Where should we start? Oh, God, I think I should really get to. I don't know. Here, where we go? Okay, this is just a quickie. So this is from a YouTube channel called Bit Review, right? And these are, I don't know, these are anime style. I think it's AI, anime style Doctor Who, which it doesn't really do it for me, but I like the. I'm sure it does for a lot of people, right? And I like that I like the fan creativity, right? And because I think this is where the future of Doctor is. Best perform, Michael Caine's best performance came out as Chinese. Caine's best performance was Scrooge in the Muppet Christmas Carol. You're absolutely right. I got that on 4K. That's even better on 4K, amazingly, right? Anyway, almost from Michael Caine. You're supposed to blow the bloody doors off. So this was sent to me. I thought it was very good, and I got a couple more we can show you. I mean, this has to be AI, but like, why are they doing traditional animation still for the reconstructions? I mean, look, I'm sorry. I understand they work hard on those traditional animations. They're very low quality and they're not transmittable. They just like the best one they did, in my opinion, was Evil of the Daleks. A lot of people like the what's the name of the one? The 10th Planet one. Which I don't know. I found the I like the look of 10th Planet, but the motion in Evil of the Daleks I found much better. But this beats all of it. I'm sorry. Now, do I like the mixing and matching, new Sidemen with old? Doesn't bother me. Oh, I got up to get the air conditioning remote control. It was right behind me. Such a schmuck. Oi, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say. Oi. Yeah, I'm sorry. This looks better than the Underwater Menace by quite a long shot. That's not Mind Robber? Yeah, Mind Robber. I'm just saying, look, I bet fans could do really good reconstructions now on their own, right? With actually, you could probably do it with the telesnaps, right? You could like animate the. See, the thing I always have with what's his name's Ian Levine's one is they're all close-ups of the face, right? You need to see movement, right? But yeah, I think this is very cool. I have no idea what that is. Oh, awesome. Who do you think that is in the background? And so the background was a little bit more cuddly. Yeah. Look, where we are today in terms of technology, it's where we live in crazy times, right? Let's see their first Doctor one. That's lovely, right? That's really lovely. You get to really see the expression, the emotion. Who needs a beep? And I tell you, that's where it's going to be, right? That's where it's going to be. I love the AI of Fury from the Deep and the mini episode of Evil of the Yeah, but I haven't seen the Fury from the Deep one. I saw Ian Levine's one, which I thought was excellent. I like they showing him looking kind and avuncular because you really don't get that enough with the first Doctor. I have no idea what this story is. I like the Dalek balls who were lighting up. That's the Aztecs. Oh, it's lovely. I can never get the Stardust lights in, Matt. You're absolutely right. Right? But what you do, okay, the way you do it is you make the image and tell them to animate the image. Don't get AI to make the image. Right? You make the image and then you animate the image. Which means that you need Photoshop skills as well. Oh, Dalek Invasion of Earth, Susan leaving. It's, okay, the original's still better, but this is beautiful. This old body's wearing a bit thin. Tell you, I love Twice Upon a Time. A lot of people hated it. I absolutely adored it. I really do. And he's got one of the Third Doctor. Okay, this is pure Third Doctor. Oh, man, that's so for me. I love he's wearing the shades of that. This is pure Third Doctor. Look at it. Unit behind him. I watch the shit out of this. Totally. I was hoping about become John Hurt. Well, there is that. And these Sea Devils look better than the one coming over Christmas. Oh, it's going to be shit, isn't it? And still more realistic than the real Invasion of the Dinosaurs. I love the cake bibbling back. This is great. This really captures the energy. Oh, the Magda should have been. Sarah Jane even looks good. It's kind of got her expression. Here we go again. Excellent. So, again, the YouTube channel is called, let me see if I can find it. Where do you go? Bit Review, I believe, here. Look up Bit Review on YouTube. I'll put it in the chat. Wait, is there Sea Devil's pants? Is there excuse for a Christmas Doctor? Well, one can only hope. Yeah, I think it's fabulous, right? Mags Gilded, Majors Gilded him, not Mags Gilded. Mags Gilded is a slightly more crap version. Hey, Majors Guild, thank you for joining us. Fine. What's the next thing we have to look at? Okay, so let's go to Big Finish. There's two things coming out next month, which I'm gonna buy, which is a bit of a rarity for me. So let's see if they can fuck up that sale. Nice Studio Ghibli style, says Matthew Powder. I don't know what that means, but yeah, that's the name of it. It's let's see if they can talk me out, because they did that with the David Bradley first Doctor release, which was so glad I didn't get that. Oh, yeah. So we got the what's it called again? The War Doctor. I pretty much like most of the War Doctor stuff.
Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The War Doctor Rises, Cybergene.
Earth-type planet.
You look like a soldier to me.
I am. But from a different war, I'm not your enemy.
Now you mention it, I can't remember a time before the war. The enemy... The enemy.
You wanted to see the enemy, Doctor. Well, there they are.
Okay, this sounds like it works, because a bunch of recent War Doctor releases, they've been not being in the war that much. It's got to be in the war. But again, the real tragedy is that, like, the current Doctor Who has decimated fandom by, firstly, the Jodie era brought in a bunch of people who were just awful. They are the biggest, nastiest, bigot Nazis I've ever seen. And thank God they're mostly gone now, right? And then you had the queer era, which, like, I know it brought in like this. Doctor Who used to appeal to the fringes of society, but like you can see how weird this new fandom is when they look at us and go, "Oh, you're way too together to be a Doctor Who fan, right? Way too together."
As body is required, all bodies are required.
Resurrected, with stronger bodies, resistant to pain, to disease, to damage.
And I have to say, look, the Chris Chibnall Cyberman design I thought was really good, right? I really genuinely did.
The dead are an abundant resource, and given the lack of new recruits, I had no choice.
Identify Doctor.
What's left of the original person after they've been resurrected?
Destroy.
Because what you're doing, it's been done before.
Deactivate preserve brain. Fix.
And like, oh my God, please, could you get Jonathan Carey and cosplay him as the War Doctor and take a bunch of pictures, right? It would really, and also do the same for Tim Treloar. It wouldn't work with Michael Troughton. There's no way you'd be able to make him believable as the second Doctor.
Next phase of their evolution.
What?
That's your big idea? Get the Cybermen to fight the Daleks on your behalf.
Not just any Cybermen, Doctor.
You belong to us. You will become like us.
You know my ways.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
I mean, that's when Big Finish really went off the rails, when they went for the love of stories. We Love Stories was bad, right? But Love of Stories is so much worse, right? It's so corporate stupid, right? Absolutely. Majors Girl said, we chat on Twitter X at times so that you can identify. I simply have a multiple YouTube. Oh, hello. Oh, welcome. Welcome. Is that the end of the trailer? Let's have a look.
There!
What?
Something ran into that shadow. A rat, I think.
A rat?
Cyberman, baby. Cyberman.
Oh, dear.
So generally speaking, what makes this rage better is it knows it's got to have a good story to bring you in. I don't like it when they have 3 individual stories anymore, right? So this one has like the 3 stories make like a mini season, which is very good. Dr. Alex asks, does Shooty bring anybody in? Only to his ass, I'm afraid. Only to his ass, right? And that's only people closest to him, which was anybody slowed down when they're near him, I think. Who's playing John Hurt there? Jonathan Carey. Excellent. And does an excellent job, right? A really, it's not, because it's not an impersonation. It's a performance, and he does really good with it, right? I have to say. But that's just what I think, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I think. Let us reach out across time and space. Reach across the world. I was trying to listen to Star Cops earlier, one of the Big Finish Star Cops. And I got like 20. It was bootleg. I downloaded it illegally, right? I download everything illegally from the now, apart from that one, because I'm going to buy it. Because I don't trust them. And it wasn't bad, but then I got 20 minutes. One of the problems with it, I want the original music, right? Which is awful. But I want it anyway. Puts me in the mood of Star Cops. And it wasn't bad, but then I turned it off and said, I don't want to, A, risk having to buy it, or B, stealing it. I'll listen to something in my massive catalogue of audio stories, which is exactly what I did. Anyway, we're going to reach across the world, reach across to a sunny Birmingham where it is pissing down and bad news to be a Jew. Anyway, who else can we be speaking to in Birmingham? Birmingham's King of the Geeks. It is, of course, Dan Hadley.
Hi, mate. Yeah, just when you think it couldn't possibly get any worse, I've just seen another news headline, which has got my pee boiling. Yeah, Birmingham, there's been another stabbing as well earlier today. That's 3 in a week and a half.
Well, look, this is all cultural enrichment, right? That's all it is. You don't like the stabbings, you're a Nazi.
And I'm not allowed to express...
That's the way it is, baby. That's what Doctor Who fans think today.
I'm not permitted to express any opinion about this whatsoever. The fact that I could be knifed in the street at any time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely not. Although, look, here, I think the nightmare's nearly over, right? I'll tell you exactly why. Let me show you this headline from the Daily Mail. And who cares what the Daily Mail has to say?
Well, I hear that if we ban halal meat, a good deal of the problem are warned that they intend to leave. So I'm all for banning halal meat.
The trouble is they're going to ban kosher meat as well if they do that. So, although, screw the Jews in England, they should come to Israel. Are you out your... Look, if you're a Jew living in England, really? I'm like, what? Are you a masochist? I mean, look, come to Israel and then slam your dick, cock and balls in a drawer a couple of times a day. It'll feel like the same, right? Ousting PM will trigger an election, Starmer allies warn. Yeah, and they're going to oust him. This is how I think this government goes down. And I think they're going to go down.
Yeah, tell me the bad news.
Well, exactly. I think they're going to go down before the BBC can negotiate their new charter, and they're going to be facing the brick wall that is Nigel Farage, right? He's going to say,
no, and you fuck off.
That is going to be Fan Dabby Double Dozy, right? Fan Dabby Double Dozy. But there is good news. Well, there was actually a happy Doctor Who news story. Where is it? I have a. I'm printing the wrong buttons. Here, we'll try that one.
You sure?
She cried. Oh, here it is. I was looking for my browser. She cried. Officer, I was just looking for my browser. Don't be. Did you see my thumbnail for today, by the way?
I don't think I have seen today's. No, mate.
Well, you know what? I have to pull it up. Just so because this is one I'm reasonably proud of. It's over here. No, it's over here. 1 second. Doink. Now it's like trying to find it. I'm getting the whizzy wheel. Come on, you can do it. Oh, it's right there, right in front of me. Bit of Karen Gillan action for you.
Oh, yes, I did see this, yeah.
Karen, you're doing a great job, darling. Fantastic. I like that she came out a little bit older than normal. That's it's current day Karen.
Yeah, a bit
there
northy.
You go. Yeah. Fine. I was just showing the what's it called? The Studio Ghibli Doctor Who. Have you seen those?
Studio Ghibli Doctor Who? No.
They're actually quite good. I mean, I'm on board for it.
That sounds good.
I mean,
yeah,
it's not something I would watch, but here I'll show it to you quickly because I literally just did it.
Okay. No, I haven't seen it. Oh, that's...
I think it's really cool. It's not really my sort of thing, but I like why, especially things like the reconstructions. Why are they animating them traditionally? On a cheap budget that doesn't look very good. Like, why are they not doing those with AI, right? And because they don't look very good. They only look better with AI. Anyway, a good piece of Doctor Who news, which I'm sure you must be aware of, right? Which I'm actually reasonably psyched about. Over here. Doctor Who legend Karen Gillan after I've confirmed reunion for exciting new Who project. So I thought, I didn't really see the word Who project. I thought they're going to be in a play together or something. I didn't know it was going to be connected with Doctor Who. This sounds genuinely awesome, right? The Ponds are back in business. Doctor Who legend Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill are officially returning for a new podcast, which will see them reminisce about their time on the beloved sci-fi show. Fantastic! I love Karen Gillan. I love Arthur Darvill. I love them loving Doctor Who. It was a fantastic era, a fantastic time. I think there was probably the two best years of New Who were her years, especially her first year. That season, what was it, 5? That's nearly a perfect season in my mind. Very rarely a step wrong in the whole thing, especially the ending. I love the ending where she remembered the Doctor on the wedding day. Oh God, it was fantastic. So I'm psyched for this. What are you thinking?
I'm over the moon. It's exactly the kind of thing I think they should be doing. It's exactly the right time. I think this is great, and there's a current wave of these sort of podcasts around too from actors and personalities. So I think this is viable because there's a genuine friendship there underpinning it, and I think that's why I'm most interested.
And also, they haven't bored us with their idiot politics for the last 20 years.
Neither of them. No.
Yeah, I know. They just got on and did their job.
They seem relatively normal.
Yeah. Maybe I don't think the entertainment industry was really cut out for them. So sharing the news exclusive with the Radio Times, Darvill said the podcast is a chance to catch up with Gillan, who spends much of her time in the US, explaining we really get on well. We catch up quite often, and we have such a good time on Doctor Who. How long ago was it now? It was 2010, about 15 years back now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
She was barely 19, 20.
Right. And now she's had what, 1 kid, 2 kids now?
Yeah. She's married with a young daughter.
Right. She's one of the people I've enjoyed watching grow up. Right, and we really have kind of, because she did came on Doctor Who. Well, she was in the Fires of Pompeii, if you with little eyes drawn on her hand, but that was pretty cool as well. It was so long ago, we've forgotten so much of what happened, but it was such a formative thing. So that we feel now that we're able to look back and celebrate. I think they're right. So they were watching the episodes and talking about when they see them. So he said Darvill added he's not seen half of it, so we're going to rewatch it and talk about it. We've recorded a few episodes already. It's really fun. I'm so glad they got something in the can. This is a must listen to for me. This is one of the best things that if this over the Christmas season, I'm very psyched for this.
Yeah, this is a reason to be happy. Definitely,
it is. It's just me and Karen messing around, which is fun, right? And that relationship really came out on screen. Right, in my
this
mind.
This is exactly the kind of thing that I would expect Karen Gillan to do. I don't know much about Arthur Darvill. I mean, even though he grew up in a town just a few miles away from me in Bromsgrove, I don't know that much about him. I know people who sort of know him, sort of, but I don't know anything about him. You know, I've only ever seen him interviewed as himself about twice.
Right.
But Karen Gillan is a genuine kook. She's a genuine character, a bit of a geek as well, unashamedly so. And so this is exactly the kind of thing I can imagine her doing, and not feeling remotely self-conscious. I think it's wonderful.
You know, I was saying earlier, I think one of the things that make the Matt Smith era so special is that he's never come back, and at this point, I really don't want him to, right? Because I think those 3 seasons they're just wonderful. Right, and it's not that I'm worried he'll taint his legacy. I just think the more there is of it, the more it gets diluted, which we've seen with so much things in fandom.
I'm starting to come to the conclusion that Peter Capaldi's instincts about it may well be wise.
Yeah.
He likes
Which
to
is
think of his
sad because we
doctors still
deserve
out there.
another. I think we deserve minimally another 3 years of Peter Capaldi. Right? I think we will roll.
He views that it devalues the characters and the incarnations kind of in the same way that you do if they keep popping back every couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Jodie showed up when Shooty regenerated, that didn't devalue her at all. Quite frankly, there's no pouring perfume on that piece of shit, if I may say so. As for how he feels about watching the episodes back, so I'm slightly nervous, but also because it was so long ago. He strikes as being a very actory actor, right? He's not lovey, but kind of very like Patrick Stewart actory actor, very serious about acting.
I don't think he's necessarily serious. I mean, as I understand it, he does mostly stuff on the stage, and he's a bit of a sort of he's an acoustic guitar man. I don't think he's got a band as such, but he does those kind of plays. So they're not like plays above, in the room above a pub or anything like that. But they tend to be sort of smaller, more character-based pieces. They often involve him playing a guitar or something like that. So, and I think he's slightly older. Karen Gillan's 35, 36. Right. He's probably around 41, 42 by now. So he's a middle-aged man. And I just don't think I think he had a bad reading between the lines. I think he had a bad experience when he was working on the DC show Legends of Tomorrow, which I thought he was great in.
Yeah, but he vanished from that pretty darn quickly, didn't he?
Yeah, they exited him with record speed, and I noticed that he didn't hang around. He wasn't in much else of that.
He didn't stick around for a Hollywood career, and I just think Karen Gillan has been tragically underused in Hollywood. When they're talking about revamping Pirates of the Caribbean, they were talking about her leading it, and I think that would have been fantastic. And then they went to what's the name? Who's in everything? Australian, very, very sexy. What's the name again? Harley Quinn.
Oh, Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. I think Karen Gillan would have been so much better. Right? Genuinely. By the way, this is a bit of an aside. Gore Verbowski, who did the first Pirates movie, I think first.
Yes.
Have you seen the trailer for his new movie?
No.
Okay.
I can't remember the last time I saw a trailer for anything that he was doing. I've always liked his stuff.
This is his first trailer for a long time, right? It's really crazy.
Hey! This isn't a robbery! I am from the future! And all of this goes horribly wrong. I come from a future which is totally and completely fucked. And I'm here to set it right.
Are any of you even listening to me?
You look homeless, bro. Fuck you two. I come from a nightmare apocalypse. This is the height of fucking fashion.
What we're dealing with doesn't interface with reality.
AI? Isn't that a thing already?
It gets a lot worse, honey.
Who's joining me?
It seems to be like this is the where our world is going, and he comes back in the future to tell us.
Ready to save the future. The revolution begins tonight.
This looks great.
Good luck, have fun, don't die.
Excuse me?
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're in for a really weird night.
Yes.
Not that they're in it,
Yes.
but this is the sort of thing that you would see Karen Gillan or Arthur Darvill in.
The recovery from woke continues.
It does, doesn't it? It does. And I know that wasn't your favorite hour of the week, but I'm very psyched that Alien Earth is getting second series.
Oh,
right? I was very into it. Although I do kind of enjoy your pain, Bolstreak's pain. That is more.
I'll watch there's no way you'll get Chris to watch another episode.
No.
I'll watch the opening 1 or 2, but if it hasn't displayed a marked evolution, I won't say improvement because that's unfair because it was a quality show. But if it hasn't evolved, then I'm out.
I completely hear it. Anyway, so he says he's slightly nervous because it goes. It was so long ago. It feels, and he feels like it was a different person. So I feel ready to watch some stuff. Yeah, it must be weird looking back 15 years ago. I've seen some of it. I've seen a lot of it, but there's some episodes I've never seen. So it'll be a complete surprise. It's really fascinating. It's a newbie view of his era by somebody who made it, right? So you don't have a launch date yet. Darvill and Gillian appeared in season 5, episode 11th Hour, and remained until the heartbreaking exit in The Angels Take Manhattan. That is true. Maybe this year we'll be back. But yeah, I think this is very good news, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll be on before Christmas. So that was the awesome news about the Matt Smith era, right? And then there's this news, and I've been going backwards and forwards about it. I think it's a bit cringe, quite frankly. Let me pull up this trailer.
I know what you're going to play, mate. I know what you've got. I know.
I know you, but I think most people will listen though. Here we go. Doink.
Who are you?
Does that matter?
It does, rather. You broke into my building. How did you get past security? Flash your fake ID?
Oi, it's not fake, it's psychic.
What's your name? Your real name?
Oh, now that'd be telling.
He's not bad, but it doesn't look very good. I'll be frank, it really genuinely doesn't look very good. And the more you get into it, the more not good it is. Like Jake Dublin, I thought did an excellent job, right? And I thought they was tragically underused. Like I don't think they could have done some stuff with him, but it was in the era of woke, and it was all about his companion, as I recall, who was very, very notedly not white, right? Which seems to be the only distinctive feature.
She seemed to be a typical boss babe to me. I heard a bit of those, and and it sounded
exactly.
And she's quite active with the fandom as well. She's a mate of my friend Barnaby's, the girl who plays her, and she seems okay, but I've just got no interest at all. Whereas with this, if you've heard Miles Taylor, who's the new 11th Doctor for Big Finish, he can act, which is a major step up. If you've never heard his fan-made audio dramas, which he doesn't write, other people write them, and he hasn't made a whole range of 40 or 50 of them. I think there's a slim number.
Yeah,
it's really good, and his own audio drama sci-fi, some of which is Doctor Who based, is all on YouTube as well on the Tailored Vision channel. We've been listening to him for quite a long time over on Type 40. We've covered some of the stuff on Type 40 Extra because Charlotte's been a major fan. And his 11th Doctor, there was something they did last year which we covered, and they gave us some exclusive bits and pieces for it as well. What are they called? I can't remember what the label is. I think it's Audio Lab or something like that. Really, the highest quality audio fan audio dramas I've ever heard.
Okay, because I was very dismissive of this. Right, you've really told. I'm not going to buy this because I don't. The reason
why you're dismissive is because that trailer, the writing of that is unbelievably cringeable.
Yes, that's it. Here, let's finish.
It's the writing. It's not him. It's the writing.
You're getting the hang of this question and answer lark.
Except I'm not telling.
And why did you ask me what year it was?
She's giving him a hard time again, and I'm just sick of this dynamic. And it's not that I don't want this in Doctor Who. It's frigging everywhere. This precise dynamic is everywhere.
The annoying girl boss is
Yeah.
And it was not everywhere. It was everywhere, and now it's dying. Right. That's one of the reasons I liked Predator Badlands. Right. Because oh no, it's a girl boss. No, it was a girl. Have you seen that yet?
No, I'm going in a few days' time.
It's great. I really loved it. Right. No spoilers. I really loved it. It's
People usually say no spoilers before they drop a massive spoiler.
No. I know after that. Right. I'm very, very careful. No spoilers. Fine. So let's finish this trailer.
July the 3rd, 1990. Sorry I'm late.
Late for what?
Okay, it needed to be a longer speech, frankly, to get a feel for his take on it. Right? It was too quick. I could, and also, as you said, the writing.
It feels superficial, silly, and outdated. And it's the writing. They've made an excellent choice with this guy to play that part.
I have to tell you, totally took me around.
But as always, it will depend on the material he's been given. I did clock the list of stories, and I didn't see. I think I saw Lisa McMullen was there.
She's good normally.
For the most part, I think she is. Yeah, but the more that I read, the more hope began to fade.
Yeah. I mean, look. Okay, this is the curse of Big Finish. They come up with great ideas in casting, and then they go bored and go off in a different direction. Right? Why are they just not making Stephen Noonan, Lauren Cornelius Doctor Who? Right? They were such an archetypal Doctor companion dynamic. They were fantastic. Right? Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So Miles Taylor's donning it. Let's see who's running. Lisa McMullen from Sorry Brian Matt Kashevsky. Look, when I see Beth Axford, I'm always like kind of recoil in horror. Right? Beth Axford, I think I'm sure she's a lovely person, but I think she's an avatar of everything that's wrong in Doctor Who fandom right now. Right? It's just
she seems like a very sweet girl, and she clearly loves Doctor Who.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that she should be given all these opportunities that she's clearly being given simply to make up the numbers. I'm not.
Yeah, I wouldn't call her the David Lammy of Doctor Who, but she's maybe the Rachel Reeves. David Lammy is somebody who's clearly been promoted way above his abilities.
I've seen her interviewed, and I think she comes across as pretty likable.
Okay,
but that aside,
but she's so.
You can't expect people to pay for their. Yeah. They put her name on quiz books and various other things as if it's some sort of big, because she was one of the Time ladies, wasn't she? And that was a nauseating, unlistenable podcast.
Yes,
but she did that when she was a lot younger, and people do grow, they evolve, they change.
Very good point.
And her enthusiasm for the series is more than evident and genuine. But again, does that mean she should be writing Doctor Who that people have to pay 35 quid a pop for the privilege of listening to? I'm not sure that it does.
Oh, this is download only. It's 20 £20 each. But so they're all very excited about it. Blah blah blah. 3 episodes. I mean, they must have recorded 6 to 9 episodes.
Yes.
Right.
They were working on this in February, March time.
Okay, but I'm very excited that you tell me he's got some great audio drama. Right. Okay, fine. You know what? I'm really glad you came on, because I was very poo-pooey and dismissive of it.
No, this is a good, solid choice. It's a pity. I'd like to think maybe they'll let him bring some of his writers that have been working with him on other projects. Admittedly, they've only ever done short form stuff, so say around the 30 to 40 minute mark.
That's fine. That's long enough.
You know, it's I just think it's every time I hear Big Finish that I don't like, it's more the right. I think the acting still seems for the most part pretty good.
I do agree with you there.
It's the writing. And they've recorded so much in advance of most things.
Right.
I think you can tell. Yeah.
Although, you know, the weird thing is the recent Tom Baker release they put out, they recorded in lockdown, which was like 5 years ago now. Right. It's a long time. And like Height Awoke, the best release they put out in probably in years, with the it was really good. It was really it was so good. You know what? I think even Simon would like it, right? Which Simon's very traditional, right? But it was really that good, right? Anyway, and the next thing coming out next month, which I believe you enjoy as well, is where is this? Where'd it go? Not that one, not that one. Oh yeah, this is the one. Doink. Queen Charlotte is here. How you doing, Charlotte? Charlotte, we were just listening to your boy Miles Taylor, and I was poo-pooing him, and your boy Dan here took me around. Thank you, Dan.
It was Charlotte that put me onto this guy. When you remember Charlotte, the first thing where he was playing his own other incarnation of the Doctor, and it was on the Tailored Vision channel. In fact, might have been where I first spoke to Charlotte. She came on one of the things we were doing to tell us about how good it all was, and so we recognised that she was a good egg.
But I have to tell you, and sorry, I hope I don't embarrass you. I love your commentary on Doctor Who, right? Because it's so fresh, and I agree with pretty much everything you say, right? But it's a perspective I would never have. Anyway, firstly, great cover by what's the name? He does the
Oliver Arkenstall-Jones did that.
Yeah. The only thing is they should just pick a visual style for this range and stick with it, right? Should have done the same thing with the Stephen Noonan video audio as well. So I see the Daleks here, but I think they're going to be fake Daleks because they're all kind of crumply. But here, let's see what they have to say. The fake Dalek thing has annoyed me ever since the Dalek Universe series. They had the second volume of it. Finally had Daleks in it, and they were clearly fake Daleks.
Every single time they released a new one in that range, within about 2 or 3 days of it coming out, I get a voicemail from you full of effing and blinding.
What the fuck? Get Dalek Universe! Get one fucking Dalek in it! Son of like Daleks! Yeah, they'll sound like that.
Yeah. From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who: The Second Doctor Adventures, The Potential Daleks.
The only way you could cosplay, what's his name? What's his first name? Troughton, Michael Troughton, as the Second Doctor and have it believable, is if he gets caught in the Time Maker's realm, not the Toy Maker's realm again, and gets merged with Billy Bunter. Right, that's the only way you could.
He's a big bloke. I met Michael Troughton a couple of years ago. He's a big dude. No, not just he's quite a tall man. And
Right. Was only they should do a series where they bring back Piers Fletcher Dervish from the New Statesman.
Yeah, right? I said that to him. I said that because we were talking. He hadn't got time to come on camera, and so we were chatting away about this, that, and the other while he was eating his lunch or whatever it was. And so we were canting away about whatever was coming out. And I said, look, in the time that we've been talking, we could have done an interview. He said, well, this has been better. I said to him, I said, anybody who's been kicked in the arse by Rick Mail is all right by me, mate.
That's one of the best Christmas specials of all time. Who Shot Alan Bastard, right? That go and find it if you haven't seen it. But was it Michael Troughton? David Troughton? Who is it?
Yeah,
I think Michael Troughton. Yeah, Michael Troughton's in it as. Yeah,
he's really down to earth. Yeah, I think it's because he left acting for so long. He went off to be a maths teacher or something like that. And he was doing that for years and years and years after the New Statesman and stuff. And it's turned him into a normal person. So you can have a laugh with Michael Troughton. He's a good guy.
Getting away from acting will always do it. The view. So anyway, my favourite scene in that Christmas special is when Alan Bastard, played by Rick Mail, super right wing 1980s conservative, is on trial for murder, and then Michael Troughton is his friend who has an alibi, and he shows up, and apparently he's been caught in Thailand, and he wasn't able to get out until he met a reporter from The Sun. In a live sex show, and the judge says, "What were you doing in a live sex show?" He says, "Earning my passage back to England." Anyway, let's carry on.
Potential Daleks.
What is it?
Doctor!
Scarrow.
Here we go. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and harvest.
Okay, I'm sold on this already. Thank God they haven't put me off.
There, now don't you worry now. The doctor will be here soon.
Oh yes, I know where you are. I'll come.
The problem with this trailer is though, I want more Doctor Who. Frankly, Right? I like Big Finish. Again, they don't really get this, but I want more Doctor Who in it because that's somewhat why I'm buying it. Who's writing this? Mark Wright and Nicholas Briggs. Okay, that's man, they got a good track record.
As soon as I can.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Doctor.
I am the Emperor of the Daleks!
No!
You are in pain.
What? We were just wondering, yes? Well, have you, heard or seen anything strange recently?
Strange? What exactly do you mean by strange? She means, has anyone noticed any abnormal space-time events?
What? Raven!
Contact!
A problem with this range, though, is it's been so long since the last one. I remember they had an older, not Vicky. What's her name? I'm just seeing her arse on the console. Zoe, thank you. Again, that's my only reference was her arse on the console as it span around in space in the time robber, the mind robber.
Oh, goody. I say, are we going on an outing? Clacton's lovely this time. Oh, well, remain silent.
If you're going to risk...
Yeah, I love his take on the Second Doctor. It feels fresh and original at the same time.
Going
fresh and accurate.
to that thing, I'm coming with you. It's the way it's always been. Jamie McCrimmon by your side.
Great jumping gobstoppers!
Oh, well, no ice cream?
There was an unexplained phenomenon. Unexplained? No.
What have you done? That's me! Okay, so did a good job, Big Finish.
Stories.
Thank you. Did a good job. And there's one other bit of loveliness that's out right now, which is this, which I'm sure you've seen. Doing some new lovely Tom Baker pictures. Oh, is it gorgeous? Like
yes,
he can still bring it.
I've got this coming up later on as well.
Right. He can still bring it. Well, he's just wonderful. And Tom Baker is a national treasure. Right, he's with Lou Jameson. And, you keep thinking, how much longer he's got to last? I know it's kind of macabre, but he just keeps going. This is lovely. I love the look on her face there, right? It all really just works beautifully, right?
What I like about their relationship in particular is how much it's travelled and how honest they've both been about it.
Yeah.
And Tom Baker, I wouldn't say he's a dishonest man, but he builds his own myth and delights in doing so.
God bless him.
But I think when it comes to relationships, I think the value of relationships, as his life has stretched on, looking back, I'd like to think the impression I get is that when he's looking back across his life and he sees that there's some people who've been in it for 5 or 6, approaching 6 decades, then those people, those connections, those relationships probably are of value. The fact that they're still with him, whether they've always got on or not, should probably speak for itself. I think it's obviously he's not gone back on things he said before, but seen them in a broader context.
They've evolved, shall we say?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and they've evolved very nice. Hey, I got one more trailer. Which, okay, if this can convince me to buy this release, I will be amazed, right? Absolutely amazed. Because it's the 8th Doctor range, and man, that just flounders, goes from terrible to terrible.
Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The 8th Doctor Adventures, Empty Vessels.
Help us! Mayday! Mayday!
It is a Marie Celeste.
Yeah, I find this TARDIS crew excruciating now. This was the TARDIS crew they had in the Stranded, which was, 5 years ago? And that just kind of killed it for me. I'm sorry. And it really needs to move on.
They need to strip this back.
What?
They need to strip all of this back now.
Yeah.
Paul McGann, Nicola Walker, fine. Get rid of all the hangers-on, all the various sort of... people.
I'll say get rid of Nicola Walker as well. The 8th Doctor is best when he's starting over. The early Charlotte Pollard ones, the early Lucy Miller ones, right? In fact, the entire Lucy Miller run was good. Right now, it just feels like he's going on fumes.
In under 2 hours, this ship is going to crash into the colony.
hence their distress call.
We landed on a ship on a collision course. Why didn't you tell us?
I feel we're being watched. The whole place is...
I'm bored. I'm sorry, I'm bored already. No, you're not talking
Yeah,
me
this,
into
is this is terrible. Absolutely awful.
Yeah. No, who's writing that one? Yeah, I think it was writing the one. Let us know what's going on. What is that picture? Is that Photoshop together, or is that a real picture of Shooty and...
That's a real picture of Shooty Gatway. You can find out all about it.
Is he going back with the Rasta Warrior robot?
Well, this is it. We're going to try and get to the bottom of it when we connect with the rest of the panel in about an hour and a bit's time over on the Type 40 channel. Lots more to talk about, including Tom Baker again, yes, and various other bits and pieces, and the return after a good few weeks of the Doctor Who diary as well, because Simon Horton.
Oh, that's right. I love the Doctor Who diary, right? I absolutely adore the Doctor Who diary.
Simon has other commitments some weeks now, so we can't do it as often as we'd like. But whenever we do, we've sort of expanded the format to it a little bit, so we can play more, which is only appropriate really when there's so little actually happening with Doctor Who. So it's more than welcome. And what else we got coming up? Oh yeah, various bits and pieces. So yeah, come and check it out. Even if it's just to hang out and catch up with your friends on the panel. Everybody, come and drop us some comments.
It's always a balanced discussion, right? A fun one as well. Right, I really like the stream we did with David yesterday. Or was it yesterday or the day before?
Yes, yeah, that's part of my. That's how. See, I view Type 40 Live as our show. Right. Whereas the chill streams and things that I do, that's pretty much my chill stream. That's what I call them, chill streams. So whatever I feel like doing, and if anybody's available, they can come and chat as well. And so I just stream of consciousness stuff, or like when stuff really gets under your skin and boils your piss, like the BBC story from earlier in the week. So it's more for
going on. It's going to get bigger tomorrow when they. I don't think. Do you think they're apologizing? I don't think they're apologizing.
I think they probably will.
I don't know, because if they do, that destroys their brand. But their only hope is to fight this in court and win, and they got fighting talk going on.
I know that they seem to be staking a lot on this sort of statute of limitations, but we don't have one of those in Great Britain. It doesn't work the same. I see people shouting about this on X today. People who, for some bizarre reason, seem eminently sensible in every other aspect of their lives and takes on lots of things, but when it comes to the BBC, they cannot not back them up. And I find that extraordinary. Live and let live, I suppose. But no, he's deadly serious about this, and I think they're going to apologise. I do.
Do you think they're going to apologise enough?
No.
No. Yeah. I mean, but because you have them all coming out saying, "Oh, but the BBC is doing a great job." Tim Divey said, "Oh, I'm resigning."
Yeah. Then this morning they did it to Rupert Lowe as well. They published. I saw, and there's nothing they could do. It used to be you were powerless against them, right? Now it's like if you have a big enough profile that you're going to get destroyed, right? And I just think this is good news because it's frankly by 2027, who knows where AI is going to be by then, and people are going to be making their own Doctor Who in many interesting and varied ways, right? Which I'm quite excited about. Right, Doctor Who that's going to be, I think, as good as anything else. Harry0648 asks, have you heard the third doc released by Tim Ferron and Nick Briggs? Yes, and sadly, I was somewhat disappointed with it, right? It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good, right? I at the end of the day, I couldn't recommend it, sadly, right? And I really wanted to because I like both Tim Ferron and Nick Briggs. But there's too many other better releases of the third Doctor, which I would say go for. It wasn't bad, just wasn't. It didn't really gel properly, right? In my opinion. Do you listen to any Big Finish ever? I do when I can. We talk about it quite a lot, mate. And I used to just like you. I used to buy literally everything. What I would do is I would buy it, but I'd listen to it in sort of blocks. So I'd go through a month where I would listen to nothing but Paul McGann, and it would give me that feeling that I was watching a new season almost. And it's the same.
Yeah.
So that's how but in recent years, I've just massively fallen off with it. I've bought less and less and less. Most of the things that I have bought have been heavily curated to the point where I know I'm going to get good stuff, certainly when it's anything that Tim Treloar, Michael Trent and Stephen Noonan are involved in. I used to count Paul McGann in that as well, but I can't anymore.
Whoa, no. Same with Tom Baker. The last Tom Baker release was listenable, was a anomaly, right? They've been awful for like since about 2020, I think. Since they had in the new.
I'm still a fan. I'm still an advocate of Big Finish, but I'm just really careful about what I buy.
You have to be now, right? I used to buy everything as well, right? I used to buy everything. Anyway, I have to move on to James Bond. Do you want? I'm ranking the Bond girls.
That's my cue, I think, to depart. 007. I'll catch up with you another time.
By the way, though, over Christmas, right? Over Christmas, I talk to off camera, but over Christmas, I want to do like lots of Christmassy stuff, which seems to be we like a Christmassy James Bond podcast. Seems like it'd be a way to go if you're available, right? It'd be a fun old time as well.
Well, I'll certainly make myself available if I can be there. I'll be there. You know, I will. I'll be doing various bits and pieces, which you're always invited to, and you are too. So yeah. Christmas still seems a fair distance away, but I'll probably blink and it'll be Christmas Eve. Now I've said that.
Right.
So,
look, I mean, for me, I'm on the brink of this like life-changing, becoming a grandparent.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be happening any time before Christmas, right? So it's weird, right? It's like I know everything's going to be completely different in my life by then. So who knows what will be by then?
Well, yeah. Good stuff, mate. Thanks for inviting me again.
Thank you very much for coming on. Everybody head over to Type 40. But not yet. Let me finish my James Bondy bit.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Doodle bit. There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were ranking the Bond girls, right? And I like this method of doing it, boy. I start from the most recent and then work backwards. And now in the second half, I'm going to start at the beginning and work forward. So the top ones really surprised me that Eva Green became number one, and Ana de Armas, even though she really wasn't the Bond girl, kind of was, but she was just so good. And Ana de Armas is so good and everything. So anyway, let's now go back to Dr. No, right? Dr. No is it's archetypal. It's like Ursula Andress, and the great thing about Dr. No is you're watching it define an era, right? And it's somewhat beautiful the way it does it, right? So what's the name of the character? Oh, I got my Bond book here. It's is it Ursula Andress or am I thinking of somebody else? Hang on. I'm looking up in my handy. That was this written by Andy Lane, written by Andy Lane and Paul Simpson. Great book, right? This is a great little book. I do recommend it. Not You Only Live Twice. Not Thunderball. What are we up to? Nearly There from Russia with Love. And Dr. No. Ursula Andress has love interest Honey Rider. Let's see when James Bond meets Honey. Under the mango tree, man. By the way, if you ever can find Chris Barry's impersonation of Sean Connery as James Bond, it's brilliant. I'll try and find it. I mean, honestly, this must be one of the most archetypal shots in the history of cinema. Did she have a voice dubbed? A lot of them did by the same woman. So again, the position of a Bond girl, in my mind, you normally have more than one beautiful woman in a Bond movie, right? And the first one is normally kind of a disposable shag who normally ends up getting killed, right? That's like the woman from Goldfinger gets covered in gold paint. And then there's like somebody equally gorgeous who Bond has to work with and pursue, right? And then that's the girl he gets at the end, right? That's who Honey Rider is. Again, could you imagine you're in the cinema in the 60s and you see that? People were like, oh my God.
Underneath the mango tree, my honey and me.
Who is that?
Name's Bond. James Bond. How long must she have dieted for that scene? How many squats must she have to have done?
It's all right. I'm not supposed to be here either. I take it you're not. Are you alone?
What are you doing here?
So they team up and they take on Dr. No as she was there selling shells. I think that's her business. So that I think she goes right to the top. I think she's better than Eva Green. Even though I think Eva Green is absolutely gorgeous. Doctor Who. Ursula Andress. Let me look up for a second. Did somebody dub her voice? I kind of get the feeling they did. 1 second. Doctor No. It says on the Wikipedia. Oh man, and it's really such a great invention. So it's okay, yeah. So the same woman dubbed her voice. Nikki Van der Zeel dubbed the voice for her and a bunch of Bond girls, except when she was singing, and that was Diana Coupland. Neither of them were credited. Never mind. What was it? Honey Rider is the name, right? I'll write that. Honey Rider. Yeah, again, gotta be proactive. Gotta be and an integral part of the plot. Okay, from Russia with Love. What you know what? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna watch these early Bond movies. I haven't seen them for years, right? Especially now they're on 4K. So then we got Daniela Bianchi, right? I think she was one of the first. What's it called again? I think she was one of the first. You had like different agents in different offices. Oh no! The part of From Russia with Love is she was defecting, right? So it was kind of similar to not License to Kill. What's that? The first Timothy Dalton one. It was Living Daylights.
Go alone. I will stay here.
My dear Mrs. Somerset, we're supposed to be a respectable English couple. They would certainly have tea in the restaurant. Now listen. Just do as I say, will you?
Yes, James.
Oh, can I go on vacation to the 60s? That would be awesome.
But there are some English customs that are going to be changed.
Now, I think her voice was also dubbed by exactly the same person. Let me have a look. From Russia with Love. That's where is it? Not Rosa Klebb, Bernard Lee. No. Oh, Diana Bianchi as Tatiana Romanov. Her voice wasn't dubbed. Okay, fine. She was based on Christine Granville. Who is what? Oh, who was actually a real person. Okay, fine, cool. So where would I rank her? Because again, it's innovative because it's one of the early ones. But is it? I think no. You know what? I'm gonna say. Okay, because there's a very similar character, GoldenEye, from Russia. Not GoldenEye yet. From Living Daylights. Yeah, but I'm going to put. Yeah, I think they all kind of go together. These three, From Russia with Love. Of course, the hottest Bond girls ever was the gypsy fight in From Russia with Love. I mean, those girls were gorgeous, Oh my God! And where two Romany young women wanted the same person, they fought over them, and then James Bond says, "No, stop the girl fight. It's not a good thing, right?" And he's decided who would get the guy by sleeping with. He'll choose the one he wanted to sleep with, and the other one. It's weird, but that's actually what happened in the movie. I am going to do. Okay, that's my plan. Over the Christmas season, I am doing a rewatch of the first 10 Bond movies, right? Or at least the Sean Connery ones. So Daniela, what's the name? Bianchi, as what's the character name? It was Tatiana Romanova. Tatiana Romanova. It's close enough. Leave me alone. Right. So then the next one we're up to, I believe, is Goldfinger. Goldfinger. Dun, dun, dun. Man, a good Bond theme tune. I think that's what we're going to do next week. We'll do the theme tunes. Meet Pushy Galore. Meet Ivana Humpalot. I mean, she did kind of screw over the Avengers by ditching them to appear in this, but it was good for her career, obviously. And again, she's a bad girl makes good Bond girl. Again, very proactive, very much part the plot. Okay, there's hardly any sound to this. But I tell you, that's a very good acting job she did. Like with it's very like, you know, a lot about her character just from like her facial acting is fantastic. Look at this. She's confident, intelligent, proactive, and like, you know, has a bit of a smirk right going on. And again, she was the pilot for Goldfinger, who eventually ends up on Bond's side. I tell you, if I had a private jet, that's what the stewardess would look like. This looks like Donald Trump's private jet. All the gold. So, man, where does she go? I'm saying Ursula Andress is better. I'm saying even I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. She goes at number 4 in my estimation. Wow, I would have thought she'll be higher up. I really would. Again, this is why I like doing these things, because I never know. So Goldfinger, Goldfinger. On a Blackman. It's Pussy Galore. It's like, it is the best name ever, right? You don't really get much better than Pussy Galore. It's fabulous. It's better than Bambi and Thumper, isn't it? So then we're up to You Only Live Twice. You Only Live Twice is weird in terms of Bond girls. You have, I guess it's because they're look, the early Bond movies was before the age of like cheap international travel. You know, by the way, we used to have an era of cheap international travel before now. Before like the economy turned to shit, right? So, the next one, Thunderball. So again, the Thunderball is again very, very involved in the plot. I'm sure I missed one. Wait, let me see. What's after? Hang on, I'll find my. It is Thunderball. Thunderball. Hold on a second. Let me look at my list. Just want to make sure. Okay, I thought You Only Live Twice was the 4th one. Look at me, I'm wrong. So Thunderball, yeah, she's very much part of the plot in that it was her brother that got kidnapped and taken over to steal the nuclear weapons. Where are the nuclear weapons? We're looking for the nuclear vessels. So Claudine Anger. Oh yeah, so there's a lot of good underwater. again, it was so exotic, and it still is. I always thought it was funny in the end of this one where they have the underwater fight scene, how you could like cripple somebody just by taking their mask off. They're like, ah! Oh no! What do I do? I'm in 3 feet of water! Oh! I assume that. It's very sexy.
The fish.
Ow! The egg spines, they're poisonous.
Yeah. So again, this is probably a bit the Doctor Who assistant mode there. So did she have her voice dubbed as well? Look up, look out! Here comes Bond. This is it's called in as Domino, also voiced by Nikki Van der Zyl, right? Nikki Van der Zyl gets around a lot. Fine. So where am I going to put her? She cried. Let me think. It's what's the name? As Domino. Yeah, from Rushwood. No. Whoa, it's around here somewhere. No, you know what? It's because he's very similar. I'm going to go over here, right? I'm going to go from here. Thunderball. Thunderball. Claudine Uger. Domino. Fine. So now, yeah. So it's You Only Live Twice. This is a really weird choice of Bond girls in that there are a couple of Japanese actresses who I have no idea what their what their names was, but their only role qualification was being Japanese, being Oriental. This is a great ad. Wow. This is just a great ad. Yeah, because it was so foreign and different. Oh man. Well, there's a big upset in the world of sumo. Apparently, a 16-year-old has become like very, very, very popular. But here, where's the? Do we have the femme fatale? I think she. Oh, I guess you see her for a second snogging.
He's bigger than life, facing 1,000 deaths. And you only live twice, and twice is the only way to live.
We're too late. Well, at least he died on the job.
Do we see the? Oh, hey, there you go.
With a license to.
Okay, so both of the femme fatales were
where he finds it. Everywhere.
Both the femme fatales were Japanese agents. Interesting choice. I don't know. I mean, again, they're very nondescript, right? This goes down quite a way, actually. Yeah, man. Okay, you only live twice. Whatever the bloody name is. Whatever. Okay. They're not making the top 10. So now, after You Only Live Twice, you have... Oh, then it's Jules Lazenby, one of Manchester's Secret Service. Now, this one's got to be way high up because it's Diana Rigg, right? Which was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Which you like Duke's Bond in the opening sequence, and he goes, "Oh, this never happened to the other fellow." Yeah, I liked it that you got the feeling that James Bond was in a Diana Rigg movie rather than the other way around.
You always arm yourself for rendezvous.
Occasionally, I seem to be excellent, Prawn.
I'll take that if you don't mind.
You're very sure of yourself, aren't you? Suppose I were to kill you for a thrill.
I can think of something more sociable to do. Let's stop playing games. Who was that man in your room?
You're hurting me.
I thought that was the idea tonight. Now, who was he?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can be a lot.
Wow. Hey, man. Sixers was a long time ago. Man. Okay. So, I mean, she really proves Bond's equal. He ends up marrying her for like 10 minutes. And that's the only thing I like from No Time to Die. Like the reimagining of that, right? So, on a Manager's Secret Service, we're going to... It's... surprisingly, not that high up. I would have thought it'd be higher. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Diana Rigg, Contessa, whatever. Okay. Fine. So there's that. And now the next one. Moving on up. Bond comes back. I mean, we get Babby and Thumper, right? But, like, they're not Bond girls.
I'm Bambi.
Good morning, Bambi.
And I'm Thumper. Is there something we can do for you?
I think lots of sex, probably. I did listen. I don't want to tell you your business, darling, but probably that.
I can think of several things offhand, but at the moment I'm looking for Willard White.
Oh, Willie. Why, he's right out there.
And that's all there is to it.
Not quite. First, we're gonna have a ball. All yours, Bambi.
Is that a bloke? It could be. No, or maybe. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Anyway, that's not the Bongo. Bongo is Tiffany Chase, right? It was essentially the love interest of Blofeld, who again, bad girl turns good after a good shagging. I think really.
What a nice little nothing you're almost wearing. I approve.
I don't dress for the hired help. Let's see your passport, Franks.
So I don't know where am I going to place her on the rankings? What's the name of the character again? Diamonds. We're into the 70s now. This is Jill St. John. That's it. Jill St. John as Tiffany Chase. So where would you go? Again, it's kind of mid-range, I think, right? I'm going to put it over here. Diamonds are forever. Jill St. John. Tiffany Chase. I think that's about right. I think that's about right. Fair. Okay. So we'll be up to now. We're up to Live and Let Die. Oh! This is a good one. This is definitely a good one. What's this? I got a couple of clips of her. Jane Seymour.
I'd like something on the side as well. Information. 3 men and a girl came in.
Whoa! This is the Names of a Tombstones scene, isn't it?
Relax, baby. Mr. Big's gonna take care of you in a minute.
Oh, okay. We're here to see Jane Seymour.
Solitaire.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
I know who you are, what you are, and why you have come. You have made a mistake. You will not succeed.
Rather a sweeping statement, considering we've never met.
The cards have followed you for me.
Now you get ripped off.
Right, that's like she could only read the tarot if she's a virgin. I think that was the deal. And then another great villain as well. Another bad girl, servant of evil turns to good. And she gets sexier as the movie goes on. Here we go. I mean, she's just gorgeous in this.
Is it death?
I said, is it death?
It is death.
You will explain what went wrong.
Hey, she's got to be high up there, hasn't she? Jane Seymour. How old was she then? 1973. So Jane Seymour. Let me see what year she was born in. Jane Seymour born in. Oh, she's only 22. She was young, and she looks very young and gorgeous. So there we go. Jane Seymour. Pretty high. I think higher than Honor Blackman. Yeah. Live and let die. Dang, dang, dang. Live and let. Okay, let it no die. That's live and let die. It's like I got a James Bond themed restaurant. Jane Seymour. I think I'm spelling that wrong. Solitaire. Right. So next one in Man with the Golden Gun, the Bongo, I think was a bit vanilla, right? Bongo on Man with the Bongo, and great villain. Just not a great Bongo. With Mary Goodnight. Not quite as good as Holly Goodhead.
Sorry about that, darling. It was him. There's still no sign of high fat. Every inquiry gets a polite Oriental brush off.
With the compliments.
Foo yuck.
74, sir.
I approve.
I can't remember what her character was. This was a very nondescript one. Here, one second. It's played by Britt Eklund. Bond's assistant, described by the critic of the Sunday Mirror as being an astoundingly stupid blonde British agent. Britt Eklund previously was married to Peter Sellers, who appeared in Casino Royale. That's an interesting bit of trivia. Yeah, she's...
You do?
Oh, not the wine. Your frock. Tight in all the right places.
Again, I mean, just being gorgeous isn't enough to be a great Bongo. Right? It's an important part, but I'm going to say, oh, this goes down quite far. Yeah. Under Terry Hatcher, which is quite a thing to imagine. What's the movie this is? Man with the Golden Gun. Man with the Golden Gun. Britt Eklund playing. What's the name of the character? Britt Eklund and Mary Goodnight. Well, I'm sure you are, darling. I'm sure you are. But of course you are. Yeah, one second. Let me see if I can find Chris Barry doing Sean Connery. Chris Barry, Sean Connery. Connery doing. I can't find it. Chris Barry, Sean Connery impersonation. Chris Barry is the one I'm thinking of. Oh, here it is. Wow. Hang on. Behind me. This is going back some years. This looks like pre-Red Dwarf. Wow, this is a long time ago. Showing a bit too much Tika, not Miss Teschmacher. That's Superman. That was a great line. I love that. Here, 1 second. Doink goes over here.
Hey! This isn't a robbery! I am from the future!
Wait. This is totally the wrong... That's weird. That's the soundtrack from that trailer we watched earlier. Download that again, see if I can get it right this time. That was really weird.
Yes, hello.
Okay, no.
This person you see in my accomplice.
Just to say that.
There you go.
It's a dear friend of mine.
Well, actually, Kenny, I wouldn't go so far as to say that. What I would say at this stage, though, is I'm not going to say much because of my worsening speech impediment. It might be slightly difficult to understand me. So, Kenny, if you'd like to take over proceedings.
Oh, with pleasure, scene. Yes, with pleasure.
Okay, fine. That was a little bit. Where are we up to? I forgot where we're up to. We did Dinosaur Forever. What else we did? Oh, Brick Eklund. Okay. So now we go to the absolute gold standard, right? Did I write down Mary Goodhead? Okay, fine. Now we go to the absolute gold standard, which we all know is going to go straight to number one, right? There's not even close. Not even close at this point. It is Barbara Bach and where is it? Barbara Bach and The Spy Who Loved Me. Where was this? This is not Spy Who Loved. Oh, here she is.
The Stromberg tank. Recall that.
And what is the answer?
In the 9 months since she was fitted out, there is no record of her having put into port anywhere.
That's very odd. If it's true.
Wheeler.
I like that she was very much Bond's equal to all this, and she was stunning. Right? Yeah, this could easily be Bond's in her movie rather than vice versa, right? So yeah, I think again, as in many things in these rankings, we get The Spy Who Loves Me right at the top. Getting above me, The Spy Who Loved Me. Spy Who Loved Me. That's a very big O. Barbara Bach. Agent Triple X. Doesn't get much better than that. Actually, it does on the next one. Moonraker. Bit of Holly Good. What's it? Holly Goodhead. There we go. Doink.
You'll find Dr. Goodhead first on the right.
Thank you for the ride.
Call on me if you need.
You're going to say it to Holly Goodhead in a minute. I love the outfits that this is not Stromberg. It's whatever. It's basically the same as Stromberg. Stromberg was making Connolly under the sea. He's doing it in space. Right, so she's like the Denise Roberts model.
Yes, my name is Bond. James Bond. I'm looking for Dr. Goodhead.
You just found her.
Oh, really? But you're a lady. I'll give you a good slap on the behind and a slap round the face if you get out of line. Because, you know, I'm James Bond, baby. I'm James Bond. So, who played Dr. Holly Goodhead? She was kind of meh, I have to tell you. Lois Childs, right? She's not a reason why I would watch that movie. Well, you know, I'm really going to go back and watch Dr. No over Christmas. Right. So we got Moonraker. No. Yeah, no, down. Okay, there you go. Moonraker. What's the name? Charles? Is it Lois Charles? Is the name? Lois. There we go. Not Moonraker. Muckraker. Icky thump. Lois Charles. Doctor Goodhead. There you go. I think it's a fair round. What's the top 10? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I think that's fair. And again, I did say on the last show that once we get to the older ones, they're going to dominate, right? Barbara Bach, number 1. Ursula Andress, Honey Rider, number 2. Eva Green, I like that. It's got and Anna de Armas, you just make it because you're awesome, right? Jane Seymour, Solitaire, Honor Batman, Pussy Galore, Dinah Rigg, Contessa, whatever. Then, is there anything I want to change here? No, there really isn't. Daniela Bianchi as Tatonia Ramonova. Natalia Simonov as she was great from GoldenEye. I really liked her. And Thunderbolt Domino. I mean, that's Domino. Once you get into the Domino era, these are all kind of interchangeable, right? Then you get to Octopussy, and they go down. But I think that's that is a fair ranking. I do think that's a fair ranking. There you go. So I think again over Christmas, I want to do a Bond special. Maybe I'll see if I can get what's his name in Keith Arles. Right, he's a real Bond maven. Right, and we'll go for all these rankings, and we'll see where they vehemently disagree with me. Right, because I got best villain, best movie. What do I have as best pre-title sequence? There's a lot we can argue about, right? There's a lot we can disagree about in the love of Bond. Anyway, 28, only 28 of your Earth Minutes downstream are starting. Head on over there. Queen's Charlotte is here, saying thanks for the compliment. Hope you enjoy ranking Bond. Well, I always do. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to head off into the sunset. Oh, 1 second. I just want to see what it is that... Star Wars complaining on YouTube. There you go. I have no idea that's who you are. What's his name? Major's Guild, right? Nice to bump into you in real life. Not in real life. In the YouTubes. Fine. With that, ladies, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit it again. And say good night, good luck, and may your God walk with you in that wizzy